Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Untethered. This is the political edition where we discuss the current political issues that are taking place. Some of it might be weeks behind, but that's okay because we're cool like that. We have a way of making a good conversation out of politics, no matter how old it is, believe it or not. With me, we have Mr. Mark Edworthy from England, and we also have Mr. Robot from whereabouts unknown. Every
Hello, folks.
and tonight we are actually going to have an interesting episode. This one is going to be really good because Donald Trump has delivered once again. But before we get to that, we are going to talk about other issues that have been taking place around the world. Something that uh, Mark Edworthy was really, really excited to talk about. So, with that being said, Mark, do you want to discuss it first, or do you want me to pull up the information and read?
Yeah. I prefer if you do just give us a briefing because I can't remember all the details without looking at it up myself.
So what I did is I pulled up a link from the BBC and they put out an article that said what is the Chagos Island deal between UK and Mauritius and
Mauritius.
Mauritius. Now the UK has signed a 3.4 billion pound, 4.6 billion pound deal to hand over.
The argument, the actual numbers are questionable because it's a 99-year deal, and by um, independent numbers, it sort of calculates to 30 billion approximately over 99 years.
For 99 years.
Yeah, and that's not including inflation, so it's probably going to be a lot more.
Okay. So the deal is to hand over sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius while retaining control of
Mauritius.
Mauritius while retaining control of a UK US military base on Diego Garcia, the largest of the islands. Now, the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, says the 99-year agreement to lease back Diego Garcia will cost the UK £101 million a year and is necessary to protect the base from malign influence. Mauritian Prime Minister Navin Ramgoolam said the agreement completed the total process of decolonization. The UK opposition leaders and some Chagosians, now residents of the UK, have criticized the deal. Is that enough to start out, or do you want to go further?
Okay. A couple of things. Your 1.1 million per year, it doesn't account for inflation. So again, it's going to probably be a lot more than that in real terms. And also, I noticed you said return back, but it was never Mauritius territory in the first place. It was brought from Spain to England. It was purchased from Spain, and Mauritius, yeah, didn't have any rights to that group of islands that the group of islands in the first place.
They got no rights over their own land. How convenient.
It's not their own land. It's never has been their own land. That's right.
Yes.
So the Spaniards were natively born
Typical
there.
British. Typical British.
So the
Look at the history of it.
was it an empty island when the Spaniards got there?
It wasn't an empty island, but it wasn't. It was never in
Savages there.
Mauritius water. It's never been recognised as being part of Mauritius waters. It's within the international waters, sort of.
And who recognizes these things?
England. England.
Locals.
It's England.
Irrelevant. That's like saying that
England.
US is still part of Britain.
You
Experts agree that
you had that grin on your face. You know, freaking, we busted you, dude, because it's true. You know it's true. English is the one. England is the one who determines that shit. Hey,
Actually, no. It's based upon currently, it's based upon UN legislation.
You mean the European UN?
I'm talking about the United Nations.
oh, is that what they call it these
Set up by
days?
the Americans and the English.
Based out of New York, of course. You know, the UN based out of New York City. Just down the street from freaking the stock market, I believe.
To the Commonwealth of Nations, as was pre-1946.
Mm-hmm. So now the Chango Islands is officially known as the British Indian Ocean Territory, and are located in the Indian Ocean, about 5,799 miles south east of the UK, and about 1,250 miles northeast of Mauritius. The island, also known as the Chagos Archipelago, comprised the 7 atolls with about 60 individual islands. Were separated from Mauritius in 1965, when Mauritius was still a British colony. Now, Britain purchased the island for £3 million, but Mauritius has argued that it was illegally forced to giving them away as part of a deal to gain independence from Britain.
So technically, again, it was never Mauritius's island in the first place, because Mauritius at the time was a British colony.
Well, it was.
Well, the Portuguese discovered it first, right? And
Who
The
discovered?
Spanish.
it was officially discovered by the Portuguese
Portuguese then.
in the 1500s or 1502. I don't know when the Spanish got there.
Okay, I might have got confused between Spanish and Portuguese.
Now, also understand too, like, this is land of no return here. This is like freaking, when sailors go into this area, this is the end of the world to them. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about a region where, like, there's not very much civilization going on there. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true. There was no native population supposedly there before the colonization.
Interestingly. So yeah, you could even make an argument that you had Mauritians on that area beforehand, because
It became a pretty popular like trading hub from memory. A lot of the ships stopped there from all sorts of different countries. The Dutch colonized it in 1633, and it ended in 1710 with a brief interruption in 1658 and 1666 during the year of the Great Fire of London.
In
The
the
island
yeah,
was not permanently inhabited for the first 40 years after its discovery by the Dutch. Well,
Okay,
this-
the modern issues. First of all, the native islanders, it has been reported that there is a majority of natives that wish to stay within British, as a British
yeah,
Commonwealth country,
yeah. It does say
as a
that.
British. Also, there was the entire argument if it was ever owned by Mauritius in the first place, which I've already disproven, and also, yeah, the US did get involved a couple of months ago, just after it was announced that that the US was going to veto the vote. They had the power of veto in this, and it never actually happened. There was the other issue is that because where it is based, technically off the coast of Africa, East Africa, it's a and because the military, US and UK military base there, it's a good place for Chinese interests.
well,
And
yeah, it's a highly strategic point, especially
yeah,
if South Africa goes to shit right now after this new government and stuff. It's going to be the only secure way to get ships around the point of Africa,
Yeah,
for trade.
and it just amuses me that we give away an island that was never Mauritius's in first place, and then we are paying for the privilege of giving it away.
well, also
Yeah,
let me point out
but
something too. You mentioned these
When we are going bankrupt, when
you
it
you
was just announced in the last couple of days that uh, interest rates on international sort of money is greater than our yearly GDP at the moment by about 5%.
now you made a statement that a lot of the natives want to stay with Britain, but let me also point it out that they're saying that these are natives that are currently living in England. So, like, you know what I mean? So,
There is arguments for Jay Cosikins that actually lived there, wanting to be still part of England or part of Britain.
I need to see the facts behind that.
What's next? Are we going to have an argument about the Falkland Islands?
Well, I
well,
mean,
I think the English are actually going to aim to escape England too, there, because England's slowly falling apart.
Well, Great Britain is, and yeah, there has been reports about business owners and millionaires just leaving Britain because of this current situation.
now in
And obviously that will affect things like jobs, wages, GDP, and
now to help
the
the United States understand this, people in the United States in the late 1960s, the British invited the U.S. to build a military base in Diego Garcia, the largest of the Chango Islands, and they forcibly removed thousands of people from their homes in the process. Some of those Chongosians ended up in Mauritius and the Seychelles, but
and also
others,
Britain as well,
but all the other ones settled in the
possibly
UK,
US,
most
and possibly the US as well.
mostly in Crawley and West Sussex. So you have like the majority of them in UK coming from Crawley and Sussex. So these aren't poor people.